Hey, Dental Nachos, it's Paul, Dr. Nacho with the JFO. Just find out key resource and sponsor, my friend Jamie from Day One Advertising. We're going to talk about what dental practices are doing right now to burn their nachos with marketing. Mistakes they're making right now that's costing them money, the ability to see patients, and increasing their stress level. Jamie, welcome to Talking Nachos. Share with our audience what you do and how you help dentists.
Well, thanks, Paul. Yes, we love helping dentists grow their practice with new high-value patients. We work on creating comprehensive marketing programs, meeting the dentist where they are in their practice. Sometimes it's websites, sometimes it's SEO, sometimes it's both, social media. Regardless of where they are in the evolution of their marketing, we meet them where they are and we help take them to the next level and bring in new patients.
Awesome. Now, I was voted the most interesting person in the world by my grandmother, but in case somebody stops watching now, how could they reach out to you if they wanted to learn more and set up a strategy call? We'll talk more, but I just like to get up front how we can reach out to you.
Absolutely. Thank you. The best way to set up a strategy call is to go to my landing page. I know that's going to be, if it's not in the comments already, it will be. It's dentalmarketingdoneright.com/nachos. You'll be able to see my schedule. Again, that's dentalmarketingdoneright.com/nachos. Or you can give me a call at 856-245-5817. Either one of those, you're going to get in touch with me, see my schedule. We'll be able to set up a time to have an initial call.
Awesome. You've been a great resource to our community and just sharing information in a super generous way. Now, let's give the dentisting people what they want, Jamie. They like to hear about when things go wrong, when nachos get burnt, when implants fail, when bridges fail. It's literally their favorite thing because of how we were trained in dental school. So we'll give them what they want with marketing. What are some ways practices and dentists are burning their nachos right now?
Sure, sure. You know, in talking with you about this and preparing for this interview, one of the things I was thinking about was, so many times you can say the same thing over and over and over, and you got to come up with a way to say it differently. Sure. So I decided rather than talking about how not to burn your nachos, I wanted to talk about how people are burning their marketing nachos. And what this looks like is, it's that sad state where you've got a website that is older than dirt. I guess is the best way of saying it. And in today's terminology, older than dirt probably puts you at 4 or 5 years old. Yeah. And so it's antiquated. It's got old information on it. Maybe you have a new associate and you haven't even added the associate on yet, or new team members, old pictures. Maybe your hair is different, all that sort of stuff. And it's just old. Or even sometimes there's some really good companies out there that have templated websites. But what they do is everybody gets the exact same content. It's the same pictures, it's the same content. And so you're really not differentiating yourself. So you're burning your nachos by assuming that just having a website is enough. Having a website is a great start, but it's definitely not enough. And if that's all you're doing, there's very few places in the country where just putting up a website is going to be enough. In fact, it's highly unusual to see that happen. So number one is you got an antiquated or a website that's just like everybody else's.
I love that. Now with this number one, Jamie, and you're one of the nicest people that I've ever met on earth, and your friend Matt, I'm so introduced us. But nice people can JBR, just be real. So when you're getting dressed or you're going out, you got a friend to say, do I look okay? And they're going to give it to you straight, okay?
Yeah.
Just going to say, they're going to say, that's not a good choice of outfit, bad shirt, right? So people can go to you and just say, what do you think of my website? Because you are looking at websites all the time, and you'll be able to say, hey, okay, not okay, great. Because I'm going to assume a lot of dentists don't even know, because they only have one website, what it should look like. Is that accurate?
Yeah, it's absolutely accurate. In fact, part of our whole process of working with dentists is we do an extensive audit on their website. It's not just a lot of people mistake having a good looking website for a good functioning website. And really the main purpose of websites today is to feed the Google beast, I guess if you put it that way. It's to give great information to Google. And so that a lot of times happens behind the scenes. It's not always how pretty it is up front, although that's important for when you're working and when patients are coming to the site. But we do an extensive audit of behind the scenes as well as what it looks like. And if you're trying to reach out to patients, are you actually reaching out to them with a good message?
All right, so number one way to burn your nachos, have an old antiquated website. What's number two?
Okay, number two is, we come across so many people that are saying, Jamie, you've been working on doing this stuff for me. This is great. I can see the results. We get a lot of clicks. We get a lot of whatever the measurements are. but I'm just not getting a lot of new patients. And so we do this deep dive, and I'm like, what's going on? Because on our side, we're seeing fantastic engagement. We're seeing people that are messaging. We're seeing people that are leaving messages or phone calls. It turns out that a lot of times people are busy, so they're calling you or messaging the dentist after hours,
Right.
when you're not open. And the second way to burn your nachos is don't get back to people right away.
Yeah.
People don't have, they have a short attention span. If you close at 5 o'clock, which is fine, I mean, you have to take a break. If you close at 5 o'clock, you're very likely to get people that are going to call at 6, 7 o'clock at night. And if that's on a Friday, if you open on a Friday and you don't get back to them on a Monday, they've already gone someplace else. As far as they're concerned, they're done with you. The other thing that also happens is, especially with Messenger, so many people are communicating on Messenger too.
I just want to jump in, because that's such valuable insight. And what I would share is, and there's many companies, technology things to get yourself engaging with patients without having to be there. So if you're watching this, also think about how can you get someone to answer your phone or have online scheduling. I'm just talking about these things in evergreen ways without companies. Jamie's someone who knows these companies well, but these things exist. Just like if you send an email to someone, you could then text them. So give your patients the most convenient way, because you are so right, Jamie. Want to know why? People don't really want to go to the dentist anyway. So I may call Alves again if they don't pick up, or they don't think I want to go and get nachos. But that's such a great point. Be able to respond to these patient inquiries that come in is a second way. What's our third way to burn your nachos?
And the third way is to not have a plan after all. I mean, you wouldn't go and treat a patient without any sort of plan whatsoever. You can't go into marketing and just say, I'm going to throw a bunch of stuff up and see what sticks. Right. What is it? They say a broken clock is right twice in a day. So, it may seem like it's working, but if you don't have an actual plan, one where you're looking at what type of patients you want to reach out to, how do they respond, what type of messaging, and measuring it and keeping up to date with it, your wording, your images, if you're not really following up on that and have no plan, you're going to be burning your nachos. It's just going to end up spending money. You're going to get frustrated and say, I'm putting all this money out in marketing, nothing is working. You can't just throw it up and see what's going to stick.
Those are 3 points, and I'll share with you some insight from dentists. So here's what you can say to dentists to get them to lean forward and move forward. Dentists love to be amateur investors, right? They don't want to do their practice. They want to buy the hottest stock, this thing. So marketing is like a mutual fund. And I've learned this the hard way through my career. And I've been using different platforms since 2005. And when you do not invest in marketing the right way, you're going to hurt yourself 2 or 3 years from now, like somebody not investing in a mutual fund, and it's supposed to grow. It's about the lifetime value of these patients. Too often, we get frustrated with this when our patients do this. They have 14 cavities, they have bone loss, but they really want to whiten their teeth, right? And we say, that's not the way to do it. You have to create a proper plan first. Us as dentists, same thing. You don't want to be reactive. You want to be proactive. And I'm sharing with you, as a medium-aged dentist mad, I've made errors. I've dialed down marketing back in 2011. I shouldn't have done that. And it's a key for you to think of this at every age and stage of your practice. Can people reach out to you, Jamie, whether they're a new practice owner, whether they own 4 practices? What types of practices do you work with out there?
So we work with any type of practice size, whether it's multi-location, dentist. We work with them whether they're rural, whether they're urban environments, suburban. Really what it comes down to is our strategy and the way that we go about doing things is pretty comprehensive. So we don't have a cookie cutter approach. We don't have a set it and forget it kind of thing. Everything is very personalized towards the dentist and the market they're in. We also don't, and I know this is an important thing for people, we don't take 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 dentists in the same market. We're very selective in who we want to work with. We want to make sure that their plan is going to be successful, and we don't want to have something where we've got 2 dentists that are working next door to each other that we are competing against them. So we're very particular in who we want to work with, and so it's very customized to the individual dentist, and customized in the sense that we put a lot of research into. One of the things that some people ask me is, Jamie, what's your background? I've been in marketing for over 25 years, but I have an engineering degree. Oh, cool. And so I am very analytical. I love digging into the numbers. It's one of the strengths that I have. And so when you hire my company, you're getting a lot of analysis, you're getting a lot of detail, but we'll simplify it as much as needed. So we are going to work with any type of dentist that really wants to come along and partner with us.
I love that attitude, Jamie. I love working with you. This is all part of our JFO Just Find Out ABC Always Be Connecting world in the Dental Nachos community. We have key resources and sponsors to help you be a happier dentist, a less stressed dentist, see the patients you want. Reach out to Jamie for one of these complimentary strategy calls. I can promise you he's literally one of the nicest people I've ever talked to, but also someone who's willing to share information to find out if it's a good fit. If you're sitting there, it could be you, it could be your office manager, it could be a lead assistant. Find out how you can do marketing. A lot of times, guys, just to have more fun. Would you rather be doing implant cases or class 2s? I think we all know the answer to that. So thanks so much, Jamie, for being an awesome key resource. One more time, what's the best way to reach out to you to schedule that complimentary strategy call?
Sure. Best way is visit my site, dentalmarketingdoneright.com/nachos, dentalmarketingdoneright.com, dentalmarketingdoneright.com/nachos, or you can call me at 856-245-5817.
Awesome, guys. You can also reach out to us at salsa@dentalnachos.com for any connections. Thanks so much.